Hello, welcome to part 2 of the video for Social Work 5030. This video section will discuss locating peer-reviewed articles in the ProQuest and EBSCO database families. The reason you want to use peer-reviewed journals are these are the ones that your professors write, that other professionals in the field write and read. This is more or less the professional literature. And these are not free online. You may have Googled them in the past. If you're on campus, Google works pretty good because it ties into our databases. If you're off campus, you will come up with screens that will ask you to pay for the articles. And if you want to pay for the articles, usually I tell students to contact me and I'll get them for you for half, whereas actually I'll get them for you for free by going through our databases. So it all starts off the libraries page. And again, if you're not here, go to any UNCP page, click on Quick Links, click Library, and it will bring you here. Now to get to our databases, which is the easiest way to search for peer-reviewed articles, because you can use Primo, but it takes longer to limit your results down. Go to this page, click on Resources, then click on Databases, and you're here at our electronic resources homepage. We have our databases both by subject and by title. We also have a list of popular databases. Now, I would begin by going to the databases by subject. I'm going to social work. All of our database by subjects are set up this way. It'll have a list of best bets and then other general databases. The one I am going to start with today is Social Index with full text. And if you are off campus, this is when that login screen shows up like that appeared in Primo. Your Brave Mail, Brave Web, or Canvas username and password will allow you in. Now, typically when I get here, usually what I do is add in other databases because usually depending on your topic, it will range across various subjects or various databases. I'm going to pull up my Word document. Yep, that's it. And if you remember from the first video, here are my key terms I developed. And by developing these, by having these down, I can actually cut and paste them if I have the word "or" in between them. So if I'm looking at food deserts, food accessibility, nutritious food, usually my databases are going to be either in the social work family or maybe even in the nursing and allied health field because I am dealing with nutrition and food accessibility. So I'm going to go back to my web screen. And if I click on Choose Databases right above this top search box, I will get a list of databases that we get from this company. Now, usually Academic Search Ultimate is a good general database, so I'm going to select it. And if you want to know what a database contains, hover over the gold sheet of paper, and that information box will appear. Also, I told you about the health aspect. CINAHL Complete. CINAHL is a nursing and allied health database. So typically I include it. I started off with Social Index with full text. I'm going to add in social work abstracts. And depending on your topic, if you're dealing anything with mental health, here is APA Psych Info and Psych Articles. You would want to add them in. If you're dealing with LGBTQ topics, you want to add this database in. If you're dealing anything with insurance or business aspect, because I could actually add this in because if we're dealing with food insecurity, usually that deals with grocery stores. So I'm going to add that in. And when I finish making my selections, there is a OK up here or down at the bottom. Select it and it'll go to your search screens. And if you ever forget which ones you're searching, click on Show All and you'll have the list. Now here's where you type in your terms. We'll type in food deserts, and notice sometimes it will bring up keywords that relate. Typically, if I'm doing this, I'll select the one that has the what we call Boolean operators, the words like and, or, not in them. And usually what I try to do in my boxes is pick up one aspect of my search, one group of keywords that are related. And I don't mean related like that's related because it's my topic, but related like synonyms for terms, because all of these can describe that topic. And I will go to the second box, and if I type in poor, you see I've got poor or low income or poverty or low socioeconomic status. I will add that in. And if it doesn't come in, I just have to type it out. And in the final, I'm looking at policy or policies or laws or legislation. Usually when I have this done, I'll go ahead and click on search because I want to know how many things are out there before I start narrowing it down. I have 2,473. My number is here, and I get 20 per page. Now, typically, one of the things I do first is limit my searches to scholarly peer-reviewed journals. Again, these are the ones used in the field. It took 100 off. And again, depending on your topic, it may take more, it may take less. Now, typically, I also will limit my date range. If I'm looking at policy, typically I want the more current policy because usually anything, even if there's an older policy, it will be referred to in the newer thing. So I've selected between 2014 and 2020. Notice it knocked it down to 1,500. And you'll notice my terms are in bold where they occur. This is the brief part of the record here, your title, authors, your journal information, and these are the subjects. And usually I scroll through looking at my subjects because what you can do is click here where it says subject thesaurus terms or subject major heading, and these will look for those terms within my results. Now I'm going to click on show more, mainly because if I select, I can only select one here and it will do a search. If I click on show more, I can select multiple terms, say like food security, food supply, food consumption, food habits. I'm going to say food prices as well. Up here's one with my food deserts. Notice how far down that is. And notice I am leaving off some of the terms for my other search because what I'm going to do is update. Notice it knocked it down quite a bit. And then I'm going to go back to my subject thesaurus terms and look for my second group of information of keywords which is related to poverty. Again, I'm going to click on show more. Poverty. Click on poverty reduction. Click on public welfare too. And again, if none of these terms work for you, at some later time, I can go back and remove them. And click on rural population as well. And we'll click update. Notice I'm down to 238 articles. And you see, here's all the terms that I selected. And if I want to get rid of one of them, all I have to do is click the X. Now, typically what I do when I have these articles, if I wanted to, I've got one here, it looks like it's in Spanish. If I have getting a lot of foreign language information, I can go down here to language, click English, and it will take out those few articles that are not in English. Now, once I select an article or have a good list, I click on the title of that article. It will open it up into a fuller record. These are my subject terms. Typically, I look at these and take notes of ones that relate to my topic because I may add them into my list of keywords. Because I would probably, if I'm talking about poor people, I see subject term here, welfare eligibility. I would add that in. Here's also the SNAP program, Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. I would probably cut and paste that into my keywords as well. And you see the words I search for in bold along the article. Now, the article is available PDF full text. So I can click here, I can download it, save it to a thumbnail drive, but typically what I want to do is email it. Here's my link to email. Add in your email address, give it a subject heading, and also you can send yourself a citation. That's the good news. Now let me X out of here, and I'm going to go over here to the citation feature. Scroll down. Now, if you'll notice in this citation, while it is an APA form, it is incorrect. It has some formatting errors. I'm going to copy and go to a Word document. I'm going to open up a new Word document. And actually, I'm going to blow this up a little bit for you. Now, part of what's incorrect with this one is the capitalization. Now, in APA, only the first letter of the first word, first letter after a colon, and any proper names should be capitalized, which means the supplemental nutritional program, that is the name of a program, that is a proper noun, so that's okay with it being capitalized. But these other items need to be reduced. And you see what I'm doing, I'm just going behind them and retyping the letters. Evidence, the E will be capitalized, and then I just go to do the P. Now, this is still not correct APA format because I have to highlight and I have to indent. The easy way to indent is go up to paragraph, under special, click on hanging, click OK, and it's indented. So that's what you have to do to get a correct citation. Please remember these steps because if you do not, your professor will probably have to take a couple of points from you, and you don't want that. So I'm going to go back to the record. Now, I don't know about you, but one of the things I hate to do is to do one email after another. What I can do is see this icon here that says add to folder. If I click on that, this folder up here will open. Now, if I go back to my results list, if I see other articles here, I can click on the blue folder at the end of the citation in this results page and add it to my folder. Now, usually what I only add the items that are full text in this database. Notice this one is not full text. To see if we have this item, first off, I would read the abstract, click on the title, and read the abstract to be sure I want this article. Okay, say I do. You see my options here. It says full text at UNC Pembroke, and it will say it again back out here on my results list. First off, I would check to see if we have it. Click on this link. It will take you into our data and back into Primo, and it will give you a listing here. From here, you will click on the full text access where it's available. It will open up in a new tab. And here we have the article. And you can click here. I would download the PDF, open up my email, and send it to myself. Yes, I know this is quite a few steps, but again, you're here, send it to yourself. And also you see there's a citation. Actually, this citation feature here just takes you to other citations that are in the article. So typically you have to do that. Download citation. See, this is for citation generators. Here is the article. It looks like, I don't know what kind of form this is in because it looks sort of incorrect. So you would have to do, if you cut and paste it, you would have to do some work on it. Or again, if you wanted to, from back here, you can also email yourself the citation, but remember that you only receive the citation from this source. And again, I email articles because that way I have them in my email until I delete them. So you can add them to a folder, and then when you're finished, click up here on your folder, select all, and then you can email them. Now, this folder is temporary. If I close my tab, close my window, these items will be gone. If you want to create a more permanent folder, click on sign in here, and it will take you to a login screen. Now, this is an account with EBSCO. UNCP has nothing to do with this. We just provide access to it, but we do not control the usernames or passwords. If you don't have an account, you can create one. As you see, I have saved my information because I usually forget it. I can click on sign in. Here are my items. One of the things about saving items or creating an account that will allow you to do is to save searches. Notice I've got over 120 saved searches. It will also allow me to save items and more permanent items in folders. I can share items in folders. That's the good news and bad news, because I've been here for 18 years. I've got quite a few folders, and anytime I create a new one, it's at the bottom. I've already created one for food security. If I click on Move To, I'll get a list of my folders. All the way down at the bottom is my food insecurity, and I forgot to check them here. If I check them, I can move them to it. And now I can share this item. And if I want to go back, I can do a new search. And you say, dang, I lost my search. If you go here to search history, I can click view results here, and it will bring up my results, and I'll have my searches, my search back. So I'm back here. Now, if you want to see more information on the page, notice it's got 1 of 50. So I've went in because I signed in. I think that's my preference. But I can also change my page options so it's detailed, which means the abstract will come out under the article. For me, this makes for a long page, and I like to see where my abstract begins and ends. So I typically do not do this, but it is an option. And if you probably noticed as well, I can also add my articles to a Google Drive as well when I sign in. I can link it to it. So this is a little bit about searching. And again, sometimes when I search, if I find an article that has a term better than what I have, that's more on track, I can click on it and it will redo that search for that subject throughout all the database, and I have to basically redo my searches. And again, sometimes it's not very hard, but sometimes this will help you narrow it down if you discover a good term. Sometimes searching is not one and done. You have to do more than one. Then I can redo my date slider. See, one aspect I didn't think about was you could do food deserts and children, food deserts and obesity. just to look at those. So this is a little bit about searching the EBSCO databases, which is one family. Now I'm going to close this window. Actually, I'm going to close several. Go back to the social work subject page here, and I am going to click on Social Science Premium Collection. This database is from a different database family. It's from the ProQuest family. It looks a little different. Usually if it comes up here in the basic search, I go ahead and click on advanced search to get my search boxes. The ProQuest family, like the EBSCO family, you can select databases up here above your search boxes. There is a change databases. This is where you can select additional databases. And you see the information about the database is supplied underneath. And again, you can select whichever ones you want that you think may be related to your search. The ABI Inform is a business database, so I'm going to include it. And some of these you may want to deselect as you go down. If I'm doing food deserts, I probably don't need criminal justice or education. Environment, maybe. Library science, linguistics, no. Political science, because I am dealing with policy, regulations, and laws, yes. Public health, I would check. Here's some social science and sociology, yes. So and then just click use selected databases, and I can do the same search. Notice I only got 2 search boxes. And if you, again, you can see my bad typing. Or if I was really smart, I would just go back and copy and paste, but I'm going to see, here's one. Well, that's not exactly. And sometimes when you have terms here in this database, or for any database for that matter, if you put quotation marks around your phrases, it will look for that word as a phrase instead of adding in additional words like and between each search. If I do not do that, that's what it does. And sometimes it does stuff like that. Go ahead and put quotation marks around low income. I told you I couldn't type. Add a row. Type all that information in. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and select peer reviewed. Click on search. Notice I got 166,000 items. That is a lot. So typically since I've already got them down to peer reviewed, I would select a date range. And again, I can do a custom date range by clicking here, or I could just say within the last 5 years. Notice I knocked it down by half. In this database, if you want to see the abstract, notice underneath each item, which can, again, there are 20 per screen, that you have to click Abstract and Details. Keyword, the subjects here work the same. Again, I can click on one of these and it'll look through it throughout the whole database. Go back to my results. And if I want to narrow down by subject like I did in the EBSCO databases, it allows me to do that. I can scroll down the subject, click the down arrow. It will give these options. Usually I click on more because that allows me to select. And you see there is a lot of more of these in the ProQuest family. So I'm scrolling semi quickly through these just to look. I think I found most of the ones that relate to food security. Click on apply. Notice I'm down to 7,000 results. If I go back, I can do it again like I can in EBSCO. Now I would select ones that related to poverty, maybe rural areas. Low-income groups. Income. And you see I have different ones now that I didn't have last time. Farming, socioeconomic factors. And let me just scroll on down and click on apply. I'm down to 2,000. Now some of these items you will see will be full text PDF. Some of them will say get full text, meaning we do not have access to that database, or at least to that article in this database. If you find one of those, what you can do is click on Find a Copy. And click on either one of these links to see which one of them work. Notice it says find this article from Taylor and Francis. If you click here, here's my article in a different database. And I just click again like I did in the EBSCO databases to open up the PDF, to download it, and to email it to myself. Now in the ProQuest databases, again, you have your options to add them to a folder or to sign in and create a more permanent folder. And one of the major differences in the EBSCO family of databases and the ProQuest is if I email this bunch of articles to myself, notice I've got 5. What I would do is go up here to my folder. These are the listings. Click on email. Say include citations. And it would give me my selection of APA. Put my email address. I'll need my name. Everything comes into this database, your ProQuest research. So I go ahead and add something else to that. That's the good news and the bad news. If your PDFs are over a certain size, it will send you a link. So typically what I do is if I see anything that is PDF here, I go ahead and download it, open it up, attach it to an email. I will do that. But the great thing is, if for your citations, if I click on Cite, it will generate a bibliography for me that is in alphabetic order. Now, again, because this is in alphabetic order, I can copy it. It's always great and good right now. We open up a new window. and paste it. It comes in formatted correctly, but notice it also has titles here after names. Also, you have to go through and check capitalization because that Mississippi needs to be uppercased. So you would need to go through and check these. Databases may provide the information, but they do not provide everything correctly. Verify, verify, verify. So I'm back here. I'll click on Done. And again, I can go back to my databases, go back to my advanced search, and begin my search again. Again, here's where I would sign into my research or create an account if I wanted to save my items. If I wanted to look at my recent searches, here they are. And you can see the steps I used to find them. And if I wanted to go back, I could go under Actions. Nope, it didn't go back. I can click on Number of Results and it should take me back there. Here I am. If I wanted to clear my filters, I could do that. So that's a little bit about the ProQuest databases. If you have any questions, please contact me or give me a call. Thank you.